Scene one. Action.
Hello, welcome to today's review on the MAONOCASTER Lite. We're going to be doing a very quick review that goes lightly in depth into all the features. You can check out more information in the links below the video, as well as we've included some important information there. But with that being said, let's just hop right into it. There are two things that you get when you start unboxing the MAONOCASTER Lite. You get the MAONOCASTER Lite itself, which comes with lots of buttons, and as you can see, I'm actually recording from it live using the Maono microphone that it comes with. I think it's the AU something something something. It has a really terribly long name. But yes, you're listening to the microphone itself right now. If I talk a little closer, this is how it actually sounds. That's kind of one issue I have with it, actually, is you have to be super close, so this probably sounds better. All right, so getting into the features today of the MAONOCASTER Lite, you get a nice little manual that explains most of what I'm going to go through today in the unboxing process. You get a bunch of cables. I think you get two 3.5 millimeter jacks. You get an adapter, so whenever you plug in your phone, it charges. I mean, it doesn't draw power away from your phone into the MAONOCASTER, but you can just plug it in, and you can just record straight from there. It also comes with a USB-C to USB-A cable, which I have plugged into my laptop right now, which I'm recording from, and you get a few other cables too. As far as features go, on the back of the MAONOCASTER, you have a lot of different ports that you can go through. But as an overall summary of all the ports, you basically have a USB Type-C port for streaming to any device you need to. You have three 3.5 millimeter jack ports for live streaming to up to 3 phones at a time, such as if you want to stream on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube all at once. And then you also have 2 output ports, one directly for headphones, one for a headset. So technically you could use the headset port for another microphone built into a pair of headphones. And the reason why that is because you only have 2 microphone ports. So that would allow you to have up to 3 people. And on this podcast setup that we actually have right now, we have up to 3 people sometimes. So that could be definitely useful. And also stay tuned for that. We'll probably be putting out more information sooner or later on what that would be. So stay tuned for the podcast. But as far as that goes, we also have a music input port if you want to plug in a phone. There's also Bluetooth, so you can just plug in your phone, connect it through Bluetooth to play music. And you also have, well, actually, that's it. There's a lot. But that's basically most of the features. There's also a button that allows you to control how bright the lights are on this. But basically, from now, what we're going to do is we're just going to go through all these lovely buttons, and you can kind of see all the features that it comes with. And maybe I'll put a little diagram on the screen so you can see which buttons I'm talking about. But roughly speaking, this will more just give you an idea of what the features come with on this, so you can get a rough idea of whether or not you actually want to use it or buy it. So yeah, hopefully that's what this will help you with. So firstly, we're just going to test the mic gain. I'm going to turn myself slowly down so you hear me. And now I'm going to slowly start getting louder and louder. Cool. Then there's also EQ, so you can really, work on your lows. So now I have the lows all the way up. I'm going to turn those back down to normal level. You can also turn up your mids, which makes it sound kind of hollow, but, you can hear my voice very clearly now. And then you can also turn up your highs, so now I sound much higher. And then there's also another knob that's for recording volume, which is basically just whenever you're playing music, that allows you to turn up the volume of the music. I'm just going to hold this mic closer since my posture looks really bad. Okay, so yeah, then you also have a giant music gain knob. I wish I could play some music right now. I don't really have anything like non-copyrighted. Maybe I'll do that later. But for now, let's keep going. We also have a monitor knob here, slider, so that allows basically me to hear myself louder. I don't think that would affect you much, but yeah, I can hear myself a lot clearer now. I can also turn up the echo, so I sound like this, and I can keep going, and I'm very echoey now. So yeah, there's that. There's also a bunch of special effects that you can use. 8 of them are pre-programmed, and you can't change them, which I personally think is kind of stupid, but you also have 4 effects that you can program yourself. So there's like a opening sound effect. Welcome to today's podcast. My name is Ethan Gagg, and yeah, there's someone else in the room here, so this probably looks really stupid for their perspective, but you guys can hear all of what's going on, so that's pretty cool. Yes, it's pretty cool, isn't it? Yeah, I know. Yeah. Woo! You have no idea what's even going on. Okay, that's pretty funny. Yeah, that's real fun. Yeah, so there's a lot of different effects like that. But we're gonna kind of get past that. Basically, there are 4 buttons on here that also allow you to pre-program whatever effects that you want to have on your own. And there's certain button paths you can do that. You got your whole user manual here. This guy's pretty helpful. And then you're also allowed to increase and decrease the volume of those default sound effects that are already programmed on by holding, either this button down, the opening one, or holding the laughter button down. And that allows you to basically, if you think the sound effects they have are really stupid, then you can at least like turn down the volume of them if you want to use it and kind of adjust in that way. But as far as the effects go, you actually kind of have a lot built in. Firstly, there is auto tune kind of thing. They call it the electron. So whenever I start going higher up, it sounds like I got auto tune. And there's B flat, B, C, D. So you can basically go through all sorts of keys. And so now, like whenever I talk lower, it should, sound more like auto tune. And if I keep going lower and lower, lower, I get those goosebumps every time. Yeah, yeah, you get the idea. So you kind of have like auto tune there, which is interesting. And then there's also these effects that allow you to sound like different EQ. So this is a pro mode. I sound very interesting. This is pop. It doesn't sound very different. MC, I sound more bassy now. This is how it originally sounds. So you can also use that. And now we're gonna get into the pitches a little bit.
Um, this is what the female voice sounds like. I'm gonna go through that one pretty quickly.
Okay. This is what the male voice sounds like. Yeah. Interesting.
Okay. Yeah. This is the baby voice. I don't even know what you're saying, but it sounds really stupid. Okay. Alright. Let's see, what else?
Oh yeah, and this is the robot voice. It's very interesting. This is like the weirdest YouTube video I've ever done, but yeah. Okay. Okay, we're turn that off.
Okay. And then there's also um and then there's also another effect that you can use called this denoise button. So I have it on this whole time actually, but if I turn it off real quick, you can hear some background noise from my laptop actually. If I turn denoise back on though, you don't hear it anymore, which is pretty cool. And then there's also a few other things. I think for the rest of these to work though, I need to get a song here real quick. But in theory, now you should be able to hear the music. This whole time you might not have been able to hear what I was talking about. But basically there's this loop back button that allows you to hear the music. So you can actually control whether or not the audience hears the music versus you. Because this whole time I've heard music, but maybe you haven't. I'm going to go back to the little earlier here. But yeah, basically, listen to this song again. As you can see, whenever I talk, the music volume gets turned down because I have this sidechain mode on. And then there's one other button I can press again where now you can really just hear my voice and some background music, but you can't really hear the lyrics as well. This isn't the best example, but if you have a lighter song with lighter lyrics, it'll get rid of the lyrics. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, basically that's what it sounds like. That is most of what the effects are. One other thing I didn't really show is you can adjust the volume of the music that's playing in the background, but that's pretty much it. That's like the majority of what this sounds like. You can, work on what makes it sound like a podcast. I feel like right now some of the settings that I have work pretty good. This sounds like a podcast, but yeah, that's pretty much it. Hopefully that helped helped you develop an opinion on the MAONOCASTER Lite and also the microphone that it comes with. This mic is pretty nice itself. I've reviewed it before. It comes with an XLR input on the bottom and then plugs in as a 3.5mm jack. So it's a nice little combo pack of a microphone with a little podcast. I guess I don't even know what you call this. With the little soundboard. And for whenever you're buying this online on Amazon, this microphone kit with the soundboard is going to cost you about $120 to $140, which is honestly not too bad. I feel like because originally the microphone itself is probably going to cost you anywhere from $15 to $40, maybe $30 for this one, for this condenser microphone with an XLR input on the bottom, which is pretty nice. And if you're considering that plus $100 for the soundboard, I think this MAONOCASTER Lite costing you $100 isn't terrible. Not just because of the fact that it comes with a bunch of decent features. It's not the best thing I've seen, but it comes with a lot of cool things. Once you get to know how to use it, it's very cool, and it has a lot of different inputs. But one other thing I really like about it is it actually has a battery built in so that you can use it up to several hours at a time, I believe. So if you leave it on a charge for a while, that'll help you out. So I think that's a nice little bonus feature. And if you're paying about $140 for this whole kit, it's not bad. If you can afford that, I would say, but like not much more, I would say go for this. because it's a very good starter kit. But if you want to go for something higher end, I wouldn't blame you, because this is definitely very starter level, single to double person type podcast or live stream. So yeah, that'll be linked below. Hope you enjoyed this video. And if you guys want to find out more about our little podcast thing that we're doing, this is probably the last official review we'll be having, then please check out at Ethan Gag, no spaces, on Instagram or any platform you can come up with. It's not really a podcast, but it's a new social media channel I'm starting, taking a, probably an indefinite break from techtrovert for a long time. But yeah, if you want to keep following me, check that out. Till maybe not the next time. This is kind of scary. I'll see you guys on that channel, probably not this one. Peace. Bye. Bye.